Guys have it.
Guy, do you feel that it is appropriate to impose a local tax structure that seeks to capitalize on summer visitor and seasonal workers to raise revenues used to support general government services? Why or not? Why not?
Impose a local tax structure that seeks to capitalize on summer visitors. I suppose you're talking about a seasonal sales tax.
Something of that nature.
Okay, I've deciphered the question.
You got that part right.
Why didn't you just say that? No, I would, if I had been on the assembly a couple months ago, I've been off it for a year, but if I'd been on the assembly, I would not have voted to put the sales tax on the ballot. Initially, it had a gross receipts tax component to it, which would claw back some money from Fort Knox and the refineries. But that went away, and so what was before the assembly to put on the ballot was simply a plain old sales tax, year-round and seasonal. So I do not, do I feel it's appropriate? No, I would not have put it on the ballot. I don't plan to vote for it when it is going to be on the ballot. Thank you.
Mallory Terry.
The Assembly spent almost a year looking at alternatives to revenue in order to reduce property taxes, and the vote was 5-4. I supported the vote to go to the public and let the public tell us what they feel is a responsible way to try to reduce property taxes. I think that we spent a lot of time trying to decide how to help pay for all the extra services that happen when the summer comes around and to make our community beautiful, parks and rec. And so I think that sharing that cost with the visitors is okay. And what we tried to do was just balance it out. I don't know how the voters are going to do. Maybe they're going to vote it yes, maybe they're going to vote it no, but we need to let our community tell us what we want to do.
Any questions, Lily Blanchard?
Well, I believe there are issues with this type of tax, certainly implementation. How do small businesses, bed and breakfasts deal with this type of thing when it's just, for a certain time period? So certainly the one that's before us, the voters, I wouldn't agree with. We do need to be looking at the expense side of it, the expenditures. That's where we need to focus and make sure that we're clear on the money that's being spent, justification for it, and look to that side of it. We've had the benefit of increasing revenues because of the changes in our real estate here, and I don't know that that's sustainable, so I'm concerned for that. But I certainly, this type of seasonal thing, I don't think is warranted in our community.
Kelly Wood?
I don't support the current sales ballot. That's the issue that residents are feeling right now with the residential property tax, residential property owners. And I think some of them may support a sales tax to offset some of that. I don't think that's the best. I think that an exemption is. I think that if we ever, there will be support for such things as a seasonal tax, is if there's competition for general, for dollars, local and state, and we discover that the industry needs it, similar to the bed tax coming about. There might be support for that, but I don't think it's necessary at this time.
Absolutely not. I testified against it every chance I had. You should never target a group of people to take care of what I feel as a resident I should take care of. You pay property taxes in the hotels, you are giving back. Tourists, I don't know, when I was a tourist, maybe I was just lucky, but I don't, I traveled on some roads and things like that, but I don't think I was a bad thing to the community. And I think this is just wrong to do. And it's not just wrong for the tourists, because we're going to also hit our seniors, our low income. We're also going to hit those people back to school. Now all of a sudden we have to pay 5%. I think we have to look at the whole picture, and until we can start decreasing our revenue and control the budget, we really have no right to be looking for any other kind of taxes. Thank you.
Any questions or comments?
Yeah, well, I was one of the four that voted no for the sales tax ballot question. I didn't think it was equitable enough. Didn't necessarily feel that it was out of line to be taxing summer visitors. I had other problems with it, and it's the way it was even being considered to double tax renters, and then other issues that I had with it. So I imagine that the Assembly will be discussing, in my opinion, alternative revenue again. But at this point, I am not going to be supporting the current ballot measure. But it's not because of the tax issue for summer resident or summer tourists. There are other problems with it.
Hey, Miles.
Seasonal sales tax, it sounds like it's not equal before the law, which is what we are based on in America. And it seems like it'd be very complicated to collect for smaller businesses and such. I've always advocated reform of the property tax to split it off the buildings so that people are free to invest, and that would open up more opportunities for people to expand or change their industry as things change. So if we base it on equality, then we have to address other issues too. Some of the road damage done by the tour buses, that's a small issue that needs to be addressed along with other heavy use of the roads by trucks and such. Thank you.
Thank you. Welcome to round three. Round three, in order to achieve our performance metric, which is finishing on time, is going to